Most people think the 9 to 5 is the only way forward, but for me, it started to feel like a trap. Have you ever wondered if there's more to life than working for someone else? So my story is I worked in IT for about 8 years. And I didn't go to university. I went for 4 months, I dropped out. I realized I had skills in IT where I could just go straight into the workforce and skip 4 years of potentially a waste of education for myself. And it worked. I got into networking jobs, I got into a sales job, and I thought this move to Australia, which was a long time planning. I was working in New Zealand at the time for 5 years, and then I thought, okay, I'll move to Australia and that will change everything. My burnout will reverse and everything like that. So I moved to Australia, I got the car, I got the apartment, and I got the dream life, as people say. I had social life, I had activities, I had my job, I had my car, I had my apartment in the city. But after 6 months, I was burnt out again, really just confused as to what was going on. So that's when I realized I didn't need to rely on this 9 to 5. As I said, I left university. I was in a fortunate position to be able to live with my dad for probably most of my working time. I was rarely staying in my own apartment throughout those years, and I was good at saving, and I managed to save a decent amount of money. So I thought, what am I saving this for? Am I saving this for retirement? Am I just investing and continue wasting my day over and over again? And I realized I should just take a risk and move to Thailand. So that's where I am now, and I'm 1,000,000% happier. So what pushed me to that point that made me move to Thailand? I was doing the same thing, I was in the same meetings, I was having the same conversations with my manager about pointless things that weren't ever going to benefit me. And I just decided it's time to make a change. So I obviously did my research, I started watching videos on moving to Thailand, figuring out what visa I needed to do, all of that stuff. And then I arrived. So I came to Bangkok for a month to try it out, and then I went to Vietnam because I loved Bangkok and I knew that I wanted to stay in Thailand. So I went to Vietnam, I got the DTV visa, and then I came back to Thailand, and now I'm able to stay here and work online for 5 years. So when I came back to Bangkok, I decided to live a normal routine. So I would live a similar routine to when I went to the office. I would get up, I do my morning routine, and then I go to work. I do my work in the co-working space, then I work out in the afternoon, and sometimes I'll socialize in the evening with my friends. And by just doing this normal routine when I came here, it just got me into this really interesting mindset where I had all of this time to start thinking about what I actually wanted to achieve and actually wanted to do. So the first few months I was working on my business, AIO boosting, which I've sort of tapered off a little bit to focus more on YouTube and trying to help people and trying to have real conversations, because it's something that I enjoy a lot more. And as I said, I gave myself time. I have time to build something properly. And now I just want to really focus on this and focusing on the best content that I could make. So I started this YouTube as a little side project, and it obviously still is at the moment. I don't have huge expectations, but I just want to try and reach as many people as possible with general messages around personal growth, financial habits, and potentially making the move to Thailand. So after about 2 months, I've been here almost 3 months, just over 3 months now, I decided to stop focusing on my side business. It still makes a little bit of money, but I didn't want to put too much energy into it. Now I'm focusing on basically building a really good mindset and really good discipline. As I mentioned earlier, this is something that's quite hard to explain, but when you get all your time back, you start to think differently. And you know, when you're at the 9 to 5, you're going to work, you're focusing on getting there, you're focusing on doing your work, you get home, you're tired, you need to eat, you need to work out, all of these things. So your brain doesn't really have a chance to actually think about other things. But when you come somewhere like Thailand to claim all your time back, you just have all of this extra energy that you can use. And what's interesting enough is, you know, I come out and I go and socialize and I speak to people every day who are making thousands of dollars a month. And it starts to shift your perspective on what is reasonable to deal with in life. Because now I've put myself in this situation, I'll never go back to a 9 to 5. My reality has shifted to be able to understand that it's not necessary to rely on it, as long as you put in these key habits and key disciplines to actually be able to give yourself a real chance when you come here. So I just want to do an overview in this video. So you need to stick to a routine. You need to have that morning routine. You need to try and get to sleep at a certain time. Like for me, sometimes I have days where I'm doing things and doing activities with friends, but I'd say 85% of the time I'm here, and I'm sleeping at 9:30, and then I'll wake up naturally around 6:30 to 7:30. I get quite a lot of sleep, which is great, but then my day still starts early every day. I do my morning routine, I go and do my work, and it just keeps that structure in my day, which allows me to stay on track. So I'll go over what I'm focusing on now. I've only sort of just shifted to my focus to these things now, and it is mainly the YouTube. I really want to spend time and focus on making these videos, improve my speaking, improve everything around content creation. And I also want to create a guide for people. So basically a consolidation of all of the stuff that I create in my videos, all of the habits, all of the advice, just into a simple, easily digestible thing. So if people want to, one, move to Thailand, or if they're already here, build a better mindset, build better disciplines, then they can find it all in this easy, accessible information. This is something I'm just starting working on now, but I think it's going to be huge, and it's going to be really impactful to people who are feeling like this, which I think is more and more every day. So I want to briefly go over what happened when I came to Thailand. So when I got my visa, I came back and I did condo research, for example. So I would go to maybe 6 or 7 condos, did a lot of research online, figured out what the best areas were, figured out what was going on in each place, and I settled on the current condo that I'm in now, which is, the view is from the background you see now. I'm using this static background from the moving, like sitting in front of the window background I was before, because I want to start creating videos at any time, and I want to start creating more videos. So this is an easier way for me to do it. I found this condo and it's amazing. It has a good gym, it has a good pool, it has great amenities overall. And a lot of people come here and they struggle with these things, right? They struggle with finding a condo, they struggle with maybe setting up a bank account, they struggle with like navigating the areas, navigating all the public transport, and all of this stuff. I'm really good at finding all the information. I've already helped people who have been here for like 6 months with things that they didn't already know, because I love just figuring out all the things to make my life easier. I know a good healthy place where you can get like crazy macro good meals. So like I just ate this meal today that's like 900 calories, 70 grams of protein, and like a good amount of fats, and it's like super affordable, super cheap. This app called Paleo Robbie, I'll leave it in the description. Or for example, using True Money to scan QR codes in Thailand. A lot of places don't take card, so you have to scan a QR code. And with the DTV visa, you can add additional features to True Money, and that allows you to scan. So just like small things like this, I just want to really like add value and just consolidate all that stuff as I was talking about before. This video is all over the place. I haven't recorded for about 10 days, but hopefully it comes together with editing. And yeah. So the last stuff I want to finish off on is, if you have any comments or any questions on anything, what position you're in, anything that you want to chat to me about, just leave a comment. I'm also going to leave a link to a calendar where you can book a one-on-one call with me. I don't have anything set up at the moment. This is literally just a casual conversation. I just would love to speak to anyone who wants to speak to me about their journey, what their goals are, any of that stuff. So feel free to just book a time, and then I'll contact you and we can just have like a quick one-on-one call and just discuss like what's happening in your life. And if you need any advice, like I'm not selling anything, I just want to start speaking to you guys and have that one-on-one conversation. And also, if you do want to see any of my slightly more structured organizational videos, I have 5 things you must do before coming to Thailand, which I'll leave on the screen, and also what I spent in a month living on Thailand. So I'll leave that on the screen. I don't know if it's actually going to be here, I'm just pointing randomly. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.